Good afternoon. I'm David Sowers here at Elevated Adventure podcast, and I am with one of the Greenville, South Carolina's newest entrepreneurs. I've got with me Corey McCurry, and he is starting Rocket Joe Coffee. And he has just purchased a vintage beverage trailer that is absolutely beautiful. And today we're going to talk to him and learn a little bit about his journey, his mission, mainly though, coffee. We're here to talk about coffee and his business.
Thanks for having me, Dave.
Hey, I am so super excited. Today we did the unveiling of the vintage beverage for you that you have customized. We've got butcher block countertops in it. You've got everything laid out the way that you want. How was it seeing that for the first time in person rather than just pictures?
Oh, it was overwhelming of excitement. Through the process, you sent me pictures, and it looked great, but until you actually see it in person, you really don't get the feel of what creation is done. And as soon as I saw it, I was speechless. I still have no words to describe the craftsmanship you put into the trailer. It's just amazing. I love the butcher block. Went just over the top. I knew it was there, but it took a whole new level once you see it in person.
Wow. We can't get too carried away. This was his vision and his dream that he presented to us and laid out. And I think that's kind of what I want to talk about a little bit here today is, your vision and your journey to bring in a mobile coffee station to Greenville, South Carolina. Mm-hmm. So tell me about what inspired you to do this, and why did you not just want to start a regular brick and mortar coffee shop?
Well, for many years, being on the go and being in fast-paced corporate life, coffee seems to be the fuel of the future and stuff. And over time, you go to your major brands, you get it, but there was something about quality was the key. You can get quantity, you can go to several different cafes, but there was something lacking, and it was quality. So during the COVID times when we couldn't get out and stuff, that really kind of suppressed going out and getting coffee and stuff like that. So I kind of had to rely on making it at home. Well, we all brew our own coffee, but it seems like I wanted a little bit more. So I did the adventure thing and bought, just an espresso, machine just to see if I could do something. Turns out I actually was pretty good at making it, and I just started, doing my own thing, and it kind of grew from a vision from there. I got involved in a lot of coffee, reading when you go deep dive into stuff, and I don't know, it just became a love. And then I had some friends over, at the time they couldn't go, so I'd make coffee for them just to say, hey, I could do it. And they just kept saying, this is really good. This is, you should do something with this. And, I never thought about, starting a coffee business, or just, I think running a business is pretty cool, but never had an idea that I can stick to. But this one just seemed to grab me, and here we are.
Well, that's just it. You were turning something that turned into a hobby, something that you love, kind of cultivated, and now you're turning it into a business. Mm-hmm. And I think you are starting out in a spectacular splash of a way. But, like me, I like my espressos. I buy the different cups, and I try the different things, and I always like the different varieties, going from a French press to a cappuccino to an Americano. I continue to like to change things up. What is the, what direction did you kind of, hone in on? What was...
Well, just like you said, you like to change it up. Well, that's something I like to do as well. So when you go to cafes, they have the different ways of doing it, but it's a cafe. You got to go somewhere. I thought about taking that and making it mobile. Let me bring it to you. A lot of times, people are not exposed to what a French press is or what a cappuccino is. They only know what the mainstream is. So my idea was to bring that more premium way of coffee drinking and introduced, what a cappuccino is, what an espresso drink is, and let people experience that and see if I can broaden their coffee experience. So that's the reason I decided to do it.
So you, through this whole process, you tested out with different temperatures, different pressures, different, so what is your favorite kind of coffee bean? I remember going to Jamaica and I think it was like Blue Mountain coffee, and their instant coffee was the best instant coffee that I ever had. I remember bringing packets of it back, and that was what I would carry in my truck when I would go on all these long drives and stuff. And I'd take that because it was the best instant coffee. And now I know that this is a far cry from that, but you know, how did you come up with the different machines and tools to make, I guess, your perfect blend?
Well, my startup was just to see who the leader was, and generally a lot of times you just follow the leader. So the research led to me to several espresso companies who are, big in the market to see what they did, and that gave me kind of a foothold, or kind of like get my feet wet kind of experience in doing it to see what they're doing. And as I was going along, I realized I like to do little things like, well, I like to do this. I think you should try going this route. So it allowed me to kind of be creative in what I was doing the coffee. So for me, in order to understand a lot about people's wants, needs, desires, what their taste buds is, I needed to try all the coffee. So like in anything we do, we just do everything from dark roast to light roast to medium to, organic ones to, mainstream ones, and just try them on and see what, the taste bud is. And all of that, I tend to follow a dark roast is what I tend to follow. And that's my taste buds. But I have some friends of mine who are not nearly into coffee as much as he is, but they do drink it. They like to follow the medium roast or light roast. I discovered that some coffee is based off your mood and the time of day, what people are looking for.
Really?
And so, you got your hard drinkers and stuff want that fast, quick one. They'll want maybe espresso drinks. But in the afternoon, when you're light, you're at work and stuff like that, something light, you might go with an iced coffee. So I decided to put all that kind of information together to say, why don't I offer that type of service for anybody, to be able to give you the hot or the cold ice or anything like that. So that's how I got into it.
That's amazing. I love that. And I love, I typically go right back to the same coffee, but for some reason, like an after dinner coffee is
That's
so
good
much
too,
better
yeah.
than, that cup of coffee in the morning for some reason. I don't know why. It's maybe the taste buds, or it's maybe just the after dinner coffee, whatever the roast is. So your menu, is it going to be, are you going to customize it kind of like that? Like by the time of day, or what you recommend? Is there going to be kind of a Corey's recommendation for the morning, afternoon, evening?
I'll follow a general menu where I'll offer a variety of drinks throughout the day because everybody's mood is different. But I wanted to keep the menu very light and simple, meaning that what most people will go for, I'll have a variety of. And then if there's some, experienced coffee drinkers who know that they want a certain espresso, they can ask for it and I create it. It's like going from the most simplest to the more advanced type of drinkers. But at the same time, to offer a little bit of different variety, I will have specialty drinks, mostly in the latte arena of that, because it is summertime. A lot of people want to go for more cold or ice drinks, so there's a variety out there. I could create like summer sips or summer flavors and stuff that people be more interested in for more of a refreshing type of thing. Whereas when it gets more into the fall and winter, we're also going to be those full warm bodies where it makes you feel all cozy. Maybe something that's, that just it's got a little bit of spice to it to give you around the holidays and stuff like that. So it's just a little bit kind of seasonal just to keep it live that way.
Oh, wow. See, that sounds perfect. So when we were building out the trailer, like I said, the hardwood, it reminds me of like an upscale, like almost like it's a cigar lounge or boutique, What was your vision behind building this trailer like this? Like what is your vision for the trailer that you made like this?
Well, when it comes to even drinking something like quality coffee or stuff like that, you also want quality service and customer service. So, you can go up to any coffee trailer, vendor, tent, wherever you're at, and you can get some coffee. But I want something that people can remember you by, something that stands out above the crowd. Obviously, you don't want to follow the lead. You want to be more vibrant. The way you did the trailer with the hardwood, it was supposed to bring that cafe to you is the key for the being mobile. We can all go in a cafe, sit down, enjoy it, but we're all busy. But if you're out at a festival or an event and you want coffee, a lot of people say, well, that's a run or a stop somewhere. Well, if I was right there so I can do it, so you can continue on doing what you're doing, and I'm bringing it to you. So the experience I was looking for is, when you want coffee, the first thing you're going to think of is either, oh, that cool trailer had, something vibe. It's something that stands out above everything else. And for the design of it is very unique. Nobody's thought of doing something of that style before. And I think that's what's going to be. I think some friends mentioned it. You mentioned earlier that you can buy a trailer. Everybody can do commercial stuff, but artwork is something that people remember. And the designs you did on the trailer and stuff, it's artwork. It's something unique. It's a custom feel, and I think people will like that because they like, oh, it's aesthetically pleasing, I should say.
Yeah, well, exactly. It's kind of like one of those things what you see first impressions, that is, kind of the expectation. And if you walk up to this trailer and it's kind of wow, you just almost want to take a picture of it. You want to step back. It's like like what you're saying. It's bringing that cafe to you, that cafe feel. It's got calming, and then you've got your espressos, you've got your elevated coffee, I guess, your custom, kind of one of a kind. So by doing that, you are bringing this boutique mobile coffee shop around. Where are you going to be at in Greenville? Who is your target audience?
Most of my target audience will be everybody is kind of the terminology, but I like to do a lot of pop-ups. Greenville is a host of many events throughout the year, festivals and stuff, but we also have a lot of organizations too. So my main focus will be on corporate events, festivals. We also have a lot of sports clubs that do a lot of running and cycling stuff throughout the weekend. A lot of farmers markets are a big thing as well. So anywhere I can get in and plug in to, where people would need coffee to start their day or to enjoy it during the day. It's more of not just having it to start it, but just something to enjoy throughout the day. It's the experience of the coffee, and I want to make sure everybody has that wherever they're at.
Right. So this is Rocket Joe Coffee, which I have to ask, how did you come up with that name? I was thinking Rocket Joe Coffee because of the silvery trailer. I was trying to figure out kind of where it was, but now I'm getting the opportunity to ask you. So what is the meaning behind Rocket Joe Coffee?
Well, I wanted something that is interesting enough is that Rocket Joe, everybody knows that coffee is like a caffeinated, it fuels you. So that's where the rocket comes in. It's something that fuels you and guides you. The Joe part is also just what cup of Joe is. It's the old traditional 50s style, 60s, coffee, get a cup of Joe and that. And then when I combined it together, it came together of just a sensible, like roll off the tongue kind of deal. The idea was the logo is a spaceman and he has a coffee cup. And the slogan or my motto is sip slow, live fast. Because in this fast world and pace, we move fast, but when you drink coffee, it's hot. You sip it and it makes you have to slow down and enjoy it while you're doing your fast-paced lifestyle. So that's the reason why I call it that. And the spaceman is also, or the rocket part of it is just, we're just floating. We're just doing stuff. We're moving around, but you gotta enjoy life as well. So that's the reason why.
Exactly. So you came from the IT world.
I did.
Right?
Yes, yeah.
And now you are going into this self-entrepreneur state. How are you feeling about it?
Feeling good. The transition has been unique and a little scary at times, but like anything else, you just, press forward. The coffee world and the coffee experience that I'm doing or what I'm trying to do just feels natural in a way. So it just feels like a chapter, a new endeavor in my life that I wanted to experience. And so far, it has been a rocket ride. So
well, wonderful. Well, for those of you listening or for those of you viewing, go see Rocket Joe Coffee in Greenville, South Carolina. And where can they find you? How will they know where you're going to be at? What are your social links?
Yeah. Right now I'm doing Instagram. You can go to Rocket Joe Coffee GBL. I'm going to be using that for my locator and spaces. So wherever I'm going to be, You'll see a post and sign. It'll tell me, give you the hours and the location where I can find for now. You can reach me by the email address as well if you want to do events and stuff, just your basic stuff at rocketjoecoffee.com. Just send me a note and we'll get connected.
So we're doing private parties, we're doing events, we're doing festivals, and even grand openings and stuff like that.
That's right.
Corporate events. So be on the lookout. Corey, it's been a pleasure. I am super
Likewise.
excited to follow your venture and see everything through.
Thank you. Likewise.
So that's it for us on Elevated Adventure. Go see Rocket Joe Coffee. Congratulations, Corey.
Thank you.
Okay. Hey, Corey, how are you?
Doing all right.
It's good
How
to
you
be
doing?
with you. I'm Maureen Cole. I work on the design and creative side of the trailers.
Nice to meet you.
So it was really fun to be with you this morning and do our big reveal. What was the first thing you thought when you walked into that room?
Oh, it was impressive work. It was just a shiny, beautiful trailer that just had so much potential, and I can't wait to get inside of it. But it was absolutely gorgeous.
And what was the first thing that stood out to you on the design?
Uniqueness.
Uniqueness.
It's just something different. We see a lot of different trailers, commercial trailers, but this one just snaps. This was something like you couldn't take your eyes off of it. It was like, what is that? So.
And wouldn't you say Greenville's also a unique place? So this trailer, how do you see it fitting in the area of Greenville and the upstate part?
Greenville is a fast-growing city in South Carolina. It's probably one of the predominant cities in the upstate, and it's fast-growing. And it's got a lot of corporate companies coming into Greenville. We also have a lot of outdoor ventures and stuff like that. And with that, a lot of people are into socializing and drinking coffee. We have a lot of cafes as well that are popping up. But the one thing we don't have is a lot of mobile ones that can come to places. So that was kind of the idea behind this organization, is to bring that quality coffee to a business, to an event, and so that they can experience without them having to, go out and do it. So basically, I bring it to you.
So if I'm arriving at a festival in Greenville and I see Rocket Joe Coffee, what's the first thing you want your customers to think?
Quality coffee, premium service, and a lot of coffee options for the enthusiasts, from either for the ones who are like, I never had coffee, which we do see a lot of those, to the more advanced, like, I know exactly what I want you to make it type of deal.
And do you feel like your menu is going to offer a range of items for people of different ages and different categories in life? So tell me more about what that will look like.
I wanted to keep a very simple menu, but also wanted to provide a lot of options for people. So what we're going to do is, for your simplistic people who've never had coffee before, we're going to offer the most basic stuff, like a lot of seasonal lattes, which is, flavораbles. It can be from a light flavor to a dark flavor, stuff like that, all the way up to espressos, which is really down into the real taste of coffee. Not a lot of cream and stuff to it. You just taste, the coffee as it is and how it's brewed, stuff like that. For, anybody from kids to adults, it just depends on your mood. It depends on their flavors and stuff like that. So we will offer a variety of different things that can accompany that, whatever everybody wants.
So I heard you mention earlier about the holidays. So can you give us a little preview about what you might be thinking for
Yes,
fall?
Sure, I could do that. Well, we all know in the fall, we have, around the Halloween and Thanksgiving, we all hear the word pumpkin. We always think of pumpkin spice as a really big one. So traditionally, we will offer something like that, but we also want to put a little spin on it. We want to bring in a little bit of the fall into it, but we also want to bring in the Christmas holiday. So we'll have a lot of things around flavors that will bring back memories to, because Christmas is coming or Thanksgiving's coming. Stuff that has got a warm, cozy feel to it. So a lot of enriched flavors and stuff, bold flavors that when you drink it, you remember you kind of want it again. It's like I want you to feel comfortable, like just soothing type of feel for that. So a lot of flavors will be around what you experience during the holidays.
I love that. Okay, why coffee? Why not tea or dirty soda or something else that's trending? Like, what about coffee speaks to you and what you wanted to offer for your customers?
Coffee has been around for many years, and it's been very popular in the last, say, probably 10 years, and it's grown, but it's very consistent. I mean, I love teas, I love the dirty sodas and stuff like that, but coffee offers a very unique and very tailored taste that can be modified and custom to a person's liking or mood and stuff like that. So coffee's coffee, but you can add to coffee to change your experience. You can do the same thing with tea, but tea is more of a sit down, type of thing where it's not really more for the fast paced people. So coffee was something that for me being on the go a lot, I want something for people to enjoy, but also be able to take it with them a lot and stuff like that.
You talked a little bit about your logo with the Rocket Man and the coffee cup. Can you tell us a little bit more? Like, what colors can we look for if we're in Greenville? What wording should we be keeping our eyes out for?
The logo itself is a Rocket Man, but it's blue. My
Okay.
colors is I don't know what the details, but it's a darker blue.
All right.
Straight blue and white is the colors. My logo is Sip Slow, Live Fast. I'm going to kind of brand that so you can find it. So if you're looking for Rocket Joe, yeah, you can see Rocket Joe Coffee, the name and everything, but if you just see the Rocket Man, you'll know exactly
it's
what
Rocket
that
Joe.
is. Correct.
Awesome.
There is a lot of logos out there that do space or different animals, but I wanted something unique. So this one is a Rocket Man with a coffee cup.
So if we find that Rocket Man on social media, what will we be able to find there? What are some details that we'll be able to find on your social media?
For the social media stuff, I'm using that as a platform to kind of give customers and clients where I'm at, where I'm going to be at. So I'm going to be making posts, if I'm going to be at a certain event or certain places, I'm basically going to say, here, this is where I'm going to be at. It's basically a locator device so you can come find me.
Okay. And will there be an opportunity for new customers to book, like when you're out and about, like will there be an opportunity for them to go ahead and book for their next event if they're interested?
Yes, I'll have my business cards obviously with me, but also I'll be there if they want to chat and talk, we can do it. They also can email me questions and stuff like that, but they'll be able to book right there on site if they want to do it, if they have some dates, or if they want some follow information, I'm there. I'll be glad to chat and talk through whatever their needs are and stuff like that.
And we're looking out for you in August in Greenville?
My launch date is mid-August.
Awesome.
To get everything going and stuff like that. I do have a couple events that I've already had requests for me to come and sit up and do, so that'll be a way I launch myself out. But I will post those on my Instagram. They will be in public spaces, so it's not just for them, but it's also for the public to come out and see me as well.
Well, we're excited for you, Corey.
Thank you.
We can't
Thank
wait
you.
to see you on the road. We might have to make a trip to Greenville
Come and see
to
me.
get a cup of Rocket Joe coffee.
Please do. I'll be there.
All right. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.